Hi friends, welcome to Banking Basics. Today we are going to see the international payments part 1. We will have multiple videos on this. So in this video I'm just giving an intro about international payments. Why we are talking about international payments? Because the local, every country has its own way of transferring money, and when it comes to the international there is a certain standards are there, and we'll see how the international payment works. Let us take a scenario when customer to customer some transfer is happening. Customer from one country to other country transferring money. Here we will see a scenario. Let us take a person, somebody sitting in USA, Washington. He is transferring money to India. One person sitting in Chennai, India, and he wants to send the money to Indian account. So he is having account in USD, and then the receiver is having account in INR. So this is the scenario. So he is having an account with Wells Fargo Bank in Washington, and the receiver is having an account in Citibank Chennai. And this account receiver bank is in INR currency, and sender is in USD. So sender he can initiate the payment as an USD transfer or INR transfer. So based on the transaction currency, his account will be debited, and let's say if he is transferring money in INR, so the conversion will happen at the Wells Fargo bank itself. So let's say if he is sending 100,000 US dollars, so the equivalent amount, equivalent INR amount will be sent, and it will be credited in Citibank. If he is sending us an USD itself, so the 100,000 USD will be sent as in the message, it will go as 100,000 USD. The conversion will happen in Citibank in Chennai. So, so in this, there are some important terms that we have to learn, when we are going to the international payments. So the first, the person who is sending money, he is called a sender or ordering customer. So in a message, the ordering customer information has to be there. The name and address and city and country should be there as part of the international regulation, because it will go for screening, and receiving side, if they want to scrutinize who has sent the money, so that information has to be there. And from where he is initiating, who's first initiating which bank is initiating the first transaction, that's called ordering institution. The final bank which is receiving the money, or the final beneficiary where he is having the account, that is called account with institution. Here Citibank Chennai is account with institution, and the final beneficiary we call it as receiver or beneficiary. So ideally when the customer to customer, it is like individual people, or we can say corporate. So when they send money, so both information has to be there from and to, and from a person's identification, like name, address details, and the beneficiary name and address details must be there. That is as per, that will be kept in both the places for any tracking purpose. So how this particular money is transferred from US to sir, from any international payments, cross-border transaction. This we call it as cross-border transaction. So when we see these are all goes as a message. Let us say when I have to convey some message to somebody, so I know the email address, so I send an email. But when it comes to the financial institutions, there has to be a security, and it has to be immediate. And then when I take about Citibank Chennai, they must be receiving more than 1,000, 2,000 messages. So there has to be a certain format, predefined format. And then if I say predefined format, then across the world, everybody has to follow the same format. So then somebody has to have the mechanism to define the format, and broadcast the format details, broadcast the message details and everything. So uh, all these finance institutions has created a one organization called SWIFT. The SWIFT expansion is Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, which is shortly we call it as SWIFT. This is headquartered in Europe, and this SWIFT organization is giving the services to all financial institutions. When I say financial institutions, it may be a bank, insurance, and stock exchange corporates, ordering uh, exchange houses, and all related to the financial industry. So these customers will even let us take some corporates like DHL, DHL Courier, as we all know, they are having worldwide operations. So they also have a Swift address, just for receiving the account statement and everything. So just telling, other than the financial institutions, also there are some corporates who are having the Swift address. They are also part of the Swift organization. They don't send any payment messages, but other messages they receive. So when we say, transferring messages from one entity to the other entity, so then it should have some address, from address and to address, and inside that there has to be some format. So the Swift organization has adopted some ISO standard. So first we will see the big code. Big code is nothing but bank identification code. So this is again ISO 9362 message format, and if I it is actually a 8-digit or 11-digit. 8-digit, around 20 years back when it was introduced, it was having 8-digit. After that, it is expanded to 11-digit. So first 4-digit is the short term of the bank. Let's say HDFC. HDFC is the bank in India, and then the bank located country. It is an IN. IN means India, and then location code. It probably tells about, which region or which province, so that kind of thing. And then finally within that province, there may be multiple branches. So this one, XXX is a common one. It broadly tells about, HDFC Bank in India. And in that, if I say BNG, this is nothing but the Bangalore branch. So HDFC ING, IN, BB, BNG. So somebody having an account in Bangalore branch, they can specify HDFC IN, BB, BNG, or triple X. So both will go to the HDFC Bank. But if we clearly tell the PNG, then the probability of crediting the money is quick, rather than just putting in triple X. That is based on the how they process the message in the receiving bank. If they have a very good processor decoding and putting the straight through process, that shortly we call it as STP. That is based on their STP processing power. Receiver can get the credit quickly, or if they are unable to find identifier, if they have very weak, then it will take some time to do the credit. And here is the sample how the message, the internal communication between bank to bank and between entities. When the first we have seen the scenario, sender is sending money from Washington to India. So this is how the sample message looks like. It has five blocks basically. The first one is the it is in the flower bracket. That is the first block. First block is about the sender. It has the sender big code, and it has some certain format like financial message, type 01, and all those things. And it has some other uh, timing and all. And the second one is the receiver block. It tells about, what type of message and what is the recipient big code. And then third one is the user header block. Some more additional information about this particular message. This is one some urgent message and international payments, and this 121 is the tracker for the particular message. So suppose if somebody says, I did not get the money after 1 week or after 2 3 days, then Swift is putting a tracking ID in this particular one. This allows them to track, where the message was in the last, and then where it got lost, or who's currently processing the message. And then a fourth block, this is the message block. It contains, here I'm giving the 20 is the reference number of the origin bank, and then 23 with whether there's a credit or a type of transaction, and then this tells about the currency and the money. So this is the value date. This we have to read it as mm, 030731. This is a value date, date, month, and year kind of thing. This is actually month and date. 2003 July, 31st July, 31st July 2003. This is the and euro is the transaction currency, and this is transaction amount. And this is usually used for euro type of transactions only will come 33B. This is after the charges. If there is any charges, then after deducting how much to be credited, and this is ordering customer detail. Who has sent the money, that guy's name and the details will be there. 59 is the beneficiary name and address, and it will have account number also, because it cannot be just like that identify with the name. So account number has to be there. And then field 70 will have some information about the payments. Whenever I am sending money to somebody, then I will mention this payment is for what purpose. So that payment purpose will be there. And then this is whether charges are shared or who's bearing the charges, so that kind of thing. And then last one is the fifth block is the uh, checksum block. Like if any modification happens in this particular message manually by somebody, then this checksum will not match. So this is just to identify whether the message is not modified or not. So if the checksum matches, then system assumes it's a valid message and nobody has modified from the origin to receiving side. So this is just on one sample message where customer to customer transaction payment happens. Like that, there are many other types are there. Each type will have its own tags and different meaning. So if you look at this, as I said, this is the broadly five blocks will be there: sender block, receiver block, and then application user header block, and then text block and trailer block. In the text block, tags may differ. The meaning will not change. This 20 means everywhere the tag 20 will have the source reference number. Like that 59 is the ultimate beneficiary details, and 50K is ordering customer detail. And that we can see in detail. If we need more information, I have given the link here, www.swift.com knowledge center. There, if you go there, it gives more documentation. And this particular video can give you, high level information or just intro to that standards. And I will be uploading for a few more videos also to give more insights about it before going to the or to make better understanding on the particular documentation. So when it comes to again, the next level is here we have different types of message types. So all the message of it, starts with empty. This is nothing but message type. And then here you can see message type 0, starting with 1 series, 2 series, 3 series, 4 series, 5 series, like that. There are 10 series are there. So each one, here we have the description. MT1 series meaning customer to customer payments. MT2 series meaning message between the origin and ordering customer and receiving customer, both are financial institution, not an individual or corporate customers. And then category 3 belongs to the treasury market. Category 4 belongs to the collection and cash letters. These are the corporate modules. And MT5 series is related to the security markets. And MT6 series is treasury markets, metal and syndications kind of thing. And MT7 series is for the documented credit and guarantees. This is for the trade related transactions where importer and exporter there. MT8 series is a traveler checks, and MT9 series is cash management and customer status. Basically, these are all it is not a financial one, but maybe messaging types for free format kind of thing that will be there, or account statement related things, and detailed transaction report, that kind of thing will be there. So in this 103, the first one is the category. As I said, 1 series, 2 series, and then second is a group, and the third one is the specific type. Here in MT1 series also we have MT102, MT103, like that MT19 series is there. So MT19 is a free-format text, it, just for communication. It's like an email between institutions. I don't need to know about who's the other person, so I'll send a free-format message. Let's say if I send some wrong message, wrong credit sent, or a duplicate was sent, or something has to be reversed, some some duplicate, like some file has been uploaded twice and then that has generated that two payment and one has to be reversed. So for that kind of things in MTCM 19 series, they will sender bank will send a request to the receiver bank saying it is duplicate. We need to reverse it. If the receiving bank is able to do the reversal, then they will acknowledge and then they will send it back through another 103, or they will confirm to reverse it. Thank you. And based on the response, if you have any questions, please put it in the comment box. I will try to respond in the next video. And in next video, I will try to cover more detail about one particular message type, 103 or 202, how the flow happens, and what are the background process. And there are multiple types of 103 are there based on the multiple scenario. I will try to give more detail about it. Thank you.